Hey everybody, how you doing? Weather Extra. Wah-cha-cha-cha-cha. Yep. Got to keep the sweatshirt on. A little chilly and cold outside again this morning. If you got up this morning, you had to do a little scraping on the windshield. Temperatures would drop back into the teens and low 20s this morning. And another cold morning. And we are ending the month of January, certainly chillier than I expected. But it's not going anywhere anytime soon. If you like cold, you're going to love the end of the month. So, forecast summary for you. Let's get right to it. Not as cold today and tomorrow, despite the chilly start this morning. Once we pop a little sunshine today, your temperature should actually hit the 40-degree mark. And if you don't, you'll come really close. That's a huge improvement this week. And then tomorrow, not as cold either. So that's good. 2 days in a row that still below average, but tolerable outside with temperatures in the 40s. And then some festive flakes come in on Friday, which I'll explain more about a storm system to our east. A lot of you are asking about it. And that's going to pump in some really cold air as the system pulls in. We thought last Monday was the coldest day of the winter, but Saturday's like, hang on a second. I'm going to be colder on Saturday than it's going to be from this past Monday, which means that your wind chill values will be likely below zero. And it's not just like when you wake up in the morning, like during the afternoon, wind chill values will be barely above zero, probably like 5 or 10 degrees. So feel like temperatures will be around 20. So some really cold air coming in to close out the month of January. So 3-day forecast, we know today, tomorrow, above average, not so bad. The flurries on Friday near 40, and then really cold Friday night. You're going to want to drip the faucets again. And Saturday, a really cold day with a high of 25, but it'll feel like single digits to near zero most of the day. It's going to be pretty breezy, too. I should put blustery instead of cloudy in that graphic just because it's going to be what we call a blustery day. Blustery days happen when the air temperature is cold, the winds are strong, and it just cuts right through you when you're outside, right? Speaking of faucets being turned on, I just moved, and I actually had one of my toilets freeze up in the first week of buying the house. It was great. No damage or anything like that. And we kind of fixed it ourselves. Long story, but very important to make sure that you keep the drip going. We actually kept the drip going, but we found out that the water doesn't go all the way to the toilet. So the drip didn't matter in the sink. So we had to figure out an alternative way to fix this. But we fixed it for now, and hopefully when the plumber comes by today, we'll find out a little bit more. As to go into the temperatures today, with the colder air lurking for Saturday, you might want to get out and about and enjoy a day in the 40s, but still some 20s mixed in right now. So it's going to take a little while before we get there. There's been some fog this morning too, and there's been a lot of clouds. We should get brighter and brighter into the afternoon, and that will help take your temperatures up to about 40 degrees, 43, 42. Sounds pretty good, and that's where we'll be this afternoon. And then tonight, a few clouds. It's cold again, low 20s. I mean, low 20s is actually like a heat wave at night lately. But let's talk about Friday and Saturday. We've issued a 48 first alert weather day for temperatures on Saturday that are going to be really, really cold, and probably what we would consider dangerous cold, where you can get frostbite very easily if you're out and about for an extended period of time. And how this cold air is going to pour into the Tennessee Valley is behind an unbelievably strong area of low pressure that will develop off the East Coast. It will take on bombogenesis. It sounds so fancy, but it means that it's just going to rapidly strengthen. And as this storm is forming off the East Coast and blossoming into this monster snow event potential for North Carolina and South Carolina, Virginia, and then up the East Coast, for our area, it just skims us with a little flurry activity on Friday afternoon, Friday night into Saturday morning. It doesn't look like it will amount to much. If this forecast were to back that up a little bit, and what I mean is move it west, we might have to add a little bit more of an impact for snow into northeast Alabama. But right now, for all intensive purposes, it's a swing and a miss precipitation-wise. Flurries, yes. Big snow, no. But it's not that far away. Like, it's pretty close. It's going to develop off the Carolina coast, and it's going to make national news as we go into the weekend. Some areas picking up could be like 2-3 feet of snow in some of the higher elevations of the mountainous region of the Carolinas. And then as it moves up the coast, it's going to just barely miss New England or bring a little bit more in the way of some decent snow for southern New England. But for us, what it does is when the low pressure wraps up and intensifies off the East Coast like that, though the precipitation may stay east, it wraps in that really cold Arctic air that's just looming to the north. And the wraparound comes with a counterclockwise low pressure. And all that means for you at home, it means that it's really cold. And that's what's going to happen this weekend. And it's not just Saturday, like Friday night, Saturday, but Saturday night will be really cold as well. You get a little break on Sunday. And what I mean by break, temperatures could actually hit 30. I mean, that's a break. So the next blast of cold, I put like an alert day for Saturday. And wind chill values 5 below to 10 above. And that's some pretty chilly stuff. That's why we issued a 48 first alert weather day. So cold again. Sunday, 34, still cold, but better than 25. And what will be nice about Sunday, 34 after a really cold start, is that there will not be as much wind on Sunday. As that storm on the East Coast moves away, and it may tug in that really cold air on Saturday, as the storm system moves away Sunday, it should relax the winds a bit, and therefore it's not as brutally cold with the wind chill values, but still cold. And then Groundhog Day, well, around here it's Possum Day, but temperatures in the 40s. And then a nice little break Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll get maybe back to 50 on Wednesday, but eventually some showers Wednesday night. That will be another front that comes through. What's nice about the forecast for the back edge of the 10-day forecast is that that's frontal boundary that picks up a little bit of rain on that icon that you see there Thursday. That is not an Arctic blast of air by any means, and it looks like it will be a more relaxed kind of cold or cool, and therefore we can rebound quickly by Friday and get back to near 50. But we are certainly going to end the month of January, if I have my math correct. The last day of January is Saturday, right? It is. Well, that would be fitting to close out the month Saturday with some really cold air, because the last week and a half of January has been brutal. But then February, if you look at the long-term forecast models for February 5th to like the 12th, cold, but not like brutal cold. But we'll see how it plays out. But nonetheless, certainly ending the month on a chilly note. 25 Saturday. 25, that might be even too high. We might even stay like 19 or 20. And that's not counting the wind. It's going to be really cold. One thing to keep an eye on for Saturday, as I mentioned, that storm system to the east. If it were to back up a little bit and go more west, we might have to introduce a bit more snow to the forecast. But for now, it looks good. Trying to think of like any record highs or any record lows. We don't have that in the forecast. It's not quite that extreme, but it's pretty cold. I have to check the daytime high temperature on Saturday for a record. And it wouldn't be a record high. It'd be a record like minimum for the day, if that makes any sense. But that could be pretty chilly stuff. So, but time's 10:45. We got TVL coming on at 11. I do believe I'm in the show today. And I'll have like a 1 minute hit there, or 1:30 or something like that. And I'll be talking about the colder air coming in for Saturday. Gina Benitez and myself will cover the noontime show. And I'll have a couple weather hits in there as well. And then I do believe today is Wednesday. And I know that some of us had to work over the weekend that don't normally work. So let me find out. I'm pretty sure. Nope, I'm wrong. Jada will be in tonight. She'll be covering for Brad. And it looks like Jada will be covering the night shift. And I got the midday. So Jada will have more on the colder temperatures coming in this Saturday. And she'll be filling in for Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis. So everybody stay warm. Like our blast of Arctic air for like that 1 or 2 weeks. Seems like every winter we get it. And then it goes away. But it's certainly here to stay through the weekend. And make sure you keep, as Eric said, the 3 Ps. Pets, pipes, I don't want to say plants. There was another one too. People. Check on people too. Yeah, that's a P as well. Just want to make it safe. And then the bottom line is it cold? Do we get cold temperatures in the winter? All the time. But this is pretty extreme cold this weekend. You just want to make sure you use common sense. That's all. Have a good day, everybody.